Well, here it is, folks. We're just a mere few days away from the most stupendous two-night WrestleMania in history. So now it's time to do the most stupendous WrestleMania predictions of all time. I'm John Rentham with the most stupendous WrestleMania 38 predictions in history. And it would have to only be WrestleMania 38 predictions because no other WrestleMania, past, present, or future, will be the most stupendous WrestleMania in history. Let me know your predictions in the comments, please. This won't take very long outside of a couple matches because I'm of two minds on this card. There's some stuff I'm looking forward to, and there are some things I really don't fucking care about. And also, I'm going to offer predictions for the two Smackdown Mania matches because, well, they only have 7 matches on each show, so why would they bother to give everybody else a WrestleMania payday? Nope, just put them in front of the Smackdown audience where everybody is looking forward to seeing the Hall of Fame. Where The Undertaker and various others, the Steiner Brothers, Vader, so many great memories are going to be shared among many wrestling fans, especially seeing the WrestleMania speech of The Undertaker 30 plus years technically, even though he's been retired since 2020, but many, many years, many moments. Going to be a great goddamn trip down memory lane. I think that's how that saying goes. But anyway, for the SmackDown matches, Ricochet, good old Derb, thank you for getting that stuck in my head, versus Angel, not Angel Garza, and Humberto, not Humberto Carrillo, or maybe he has his last name, I don't really care at this point. Yes, both big, throbbing members of Los Lotharios are going to be taking on the current Intercontinental Champion, not that you would be able to, buy into Ricochet being the Intercontinental Champion, considering that he's lost 3 matches that have told less than 12 minutes. I'm not kidding. 2 matches on SmackDown and against Austin Theory as of this recording last night on Raw. And he lost all of them in a combined less than 12 minutes. That's ridiculous. I think that Ricochet will get the victory. Why? I don't know. Fuck it. It'll probably be like the one victory he gets, and then he'll just lose a bunch of non-title matches. And he'll eventually lose the title by, say, SummerSlam. And it will be a championship reign that nobody will fucking remember fondly because, unfortunately, as talented as Ricochet is, one, he can't dance, he can't talk, and you can tell by the way he walks, but also the genesis of his promos really just continues to coagulate. He's not very good on promos either, but he is dynamic, and he could mean something to the Intercontinental Championship if the Intercontinental title actually was seen as anything more than just a prop by WWE at this point. The second longest running championship that they have, ignoring the October 2002 to May 2003 shutdown. The fact that they don't just book him as a halfway decent champion, and then, oh shit, he actually could do something. He won't ever be Money in the Bank winner, but whatever. Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal. I don't know who's actually in this thing. I do know Finn Balor's in it, and Damian Priest, I believe, is in it. And I know there are a bunch of other people, because why would you not have this on the pre-show? It is what it is, though. I've got Finn Balor or Damian Priest winning. Why? Because then, if Priest wins, then he can challenge Balor. They can continue this feud that seemingly just had the rug pulled out from under it. Honestly, I remember thinking, oh, they'll maybe put this on the pre-show. Nope. Damian Priest has just vanished into thin air. Is he okay? Is he injured? I hope he's all right. But yeah, I got Finn Balor or Damian Priest winning. Now let's crack on with Mania 38 Night 1, the most stupendous first night of WrestleMania 38 in history. So, Becky Lynch versus Bianca Belair over the Bianca Belair, as it were, for the Raw Women's Championship. If Bianca doesn't win, I don't know what we're doing here. I honestly don't know what we're doing here. Becky will lose the title. She'll become more unhinged. She'll become, yes, she's lost her mind. And all the things she said, running through her head. Yes, the Victoria, a.k.a. Tara, banner back there did inspire me a little bit. Great theme. Really did fit her. Bianca's got to win, no doubt. I think opening the show with this is actually the smart move, considering that the KO show with Steve Austin is going to be closing Mania Night 1. I understand Steve Austin and Kevin Owens, but seriously, you could close it with a match. But whatever, it is what it is. Bianca will win. Now we move, and it'll be a pretty good match. I actually think this could be a potential for a Match of the Year candidate. I'm looking forward to this, even though the build has been here and there. And I'm not going to say they're doing long-term storytelling here. They just stumbled into it, and the women are doing the best they can, despite the fact creative doesn't know what they're doing. They are going to do some great, great action. And maybe they'll do a PG version of scissoring. Now maybe we'll get premium live event versions of scissoring going on between two women. Moving hastily on from that. The Mysterios, Rey and Dominica against The Miz and Logan Paul. I don't care. I don't fucking care. I think Logan Paul will take the pin. But at this point, I wouldn't be surprised if they had Miz and Logan Paul get the victory. Why? Because fuck it. I really don't care. I don't want to see a guy that filmed a dead body in a Japanese forest. Almost said rainforest again, but I gotta remember the climates would not allow a rainforest to be over there in Japan. And mock the Japanese culture, and I don't care if it was a number of years ago and people grow up. Here's the thing. Many people grow up. Many people don't do stupid things over stupid things over stupid things over and over and over. And maybe many people don't have an equally douchey brother that does stuff. But anyway, putting that aside, I don't care about this. It's been dumb. I'll give him his credit. He's trying the best he can. But yep, I want the Mysterios to win. I fear Miz and Logan Paul are going to win. Drew McIntyre versus Happy Corbin with Madcap Moss. Moss is going to get frustrated, and he's going to abandon Corbin, and Corbin's going to get beat. Hopefully in 5 minutes. I mean, I don't think it's going to be 5 minutes, but whatever. The Usos versus Nakamura and Rick Boogs. SmackDown tag titles. Nakamura and Boogs have to win. Because even if Roman does retain, what is the point? What's the point of the Usos still holding on to the tag titles? They barely built up any teams. New Day versus Usos around 10,545 million. I really don't need to see that. I know that number doesn't make any mathematical sense, but you get the point. Give it to Nakamura and Boogs. Have them, build up some teams. Have them face some quality teams. Maybe they keep Corbin and Madcap Moss together a little bit longer. They lose and then they break up. For the inevitable, I don't care if this team was ever together. Why am I going to care if they feud? Nakamura and Boogs, they win. Maybe hold until SummerSlam, and then we just completely reset for that. New Day versus Team Newsies, as I'm calling them. Sheamus and Ridge Holland with Pete Butcher Dunne. And I'm calling them Team Newsies because of how they're dressed. If you have no idea what Newsies is, don't worry. I don't think anybody under my age really would either. But the New Day will win. And I think Ridge is going to take the pin. Because I think they're pretty mad at Ridge, as they should be. And it was an accident. He didn't mean to. But this is going to fall on him. And he's just going to have to take this shit and like it. And hopefully they decide to keep him. And they don't just bury him and burn him and destroy him on the way out. But New Day will win. Seth Rollins versus who? Vince McMahon will name his opponent. It is entirely possible that it will not be. If it's Cody, it's going to be Cody Rhodes. They could name Gable Steveson, and he could take advantage of somebody that was prone, because Gable Steveson is known for doing that, allegedly. Or they could just have somebody shockingly come out, like, I don't know, R-Truth could come out suddenly, and he could be like, wait, my bad. They could actually do that. I also fully expect them to do a Dana, Reggie, Tozawa, and Tamina wedding type thing, and I'm going to hate it. I'm going to hate it because it's fucking stupid. But is it going to be Seth versus Cody? If it is, Cody's going to win. If they do Gable Steveson, that kid that has gotten away with a whole bunch of stuff because Minnesota laws, read up on it, kids, then he's going to get booed out of the goddamn building. I don't even think Cody's really going to get cheered necessarily. I think they're overestimating the worth of Cody to WWE. If rumors are, a few million for him a year, Cody is not worth a few $1 million a year. Sorry, he's not. They've done the best they can. Rollins has done the best he can with this, and now they just finally decided, a few days prior on last night's Raw to name an unnamed opponent. So it's Cody or Gable Steveson. Do you have any off-the-wall idea? Let me know in the comments. It'd be interesting if it was Sid. It's not going to be Sid. Have Sid just come out and just do that. Have Undertaker come out and do it. No. Have Kane come out and do that, and then talk about it, and then, put his foot in his mouth more with a bunch of stupid tweets. Nah, it's probably going to be Seth versus Cody, and Cody's going to win. I mean, whoever Seth faces, he's losing. That's really it. Cody or Gable Steveson. There you go. Charlotte Flair versus Ronda Rousey for the SmackDown Women's Championship. Ronda Rousey. She's going to cut off Charlotte's hair and wash her feet with it. Wait, no, that's the other women's title feud. Ronda Rousey's going to get the victory. And maybe Charlotte can hit her hard enough so she's better at promos. And then maybe Ronda can hit Charlotte hard enough so she grows a goddamn personality. So, there you go. That's it for night 1. Let's go to night 2. This will not take very long. Zelina and Carmella, the burnt piece of beef jerky, and the woman with the horrible accent, taking on Sasha Banks and Naomi, taking on Rhea and Liv. Stop thinking about it, Kier. I know you're Kier. I will turn these predictions around right now. You stop it. You get some help. God, I wonder if Rhea could just throw me down and everything, and how much I could pay. Look, Kier, stop thinking about it. So, Shayna and Natty are also in there. 4-way for the Women's Tag Team Championships. Liv and Rhea will win. Why? Somebody's got to. Might as well be them. Nothing against Natty and Shayna. I like both of them. Shayna seems to be completely marginalized, just being in a team that's going nowhere. And that's nothing against her talents. It's just creative. Sasha and Naomi, hey, if they won, it would be cool. But, I don't know. It almost seems like Sasha is going to be taking some time off to maybe do some more movie stuff. Like, she's about... I fear that that's going to end up happening. They only put them together as a way to get them on the card, which is nothing against Sasha and Naomi. And she wants to take time off, it's fine. I got Liv and Rhea winning. Now, if Sasha and Naomi win and Sasha sticks around, great. That's great. Just don't have Zelina and Carmella retain. And for the love of God, once Carmella and Corey get married, just you can tell them, go home, stop, don't do this anymore. So, Sami Zayn versus Johnny Knoxville. Anything goes. I don't care, but it's probably going to be Johnny Knoxville, and they're probably going to have the Jackass crew, the ones that are ambulatory, back involved and everything. And it's going to be fucking stupid. It's going to be really, really fucking stupid, and nobody's going to fucking care. Nobody's going to care one goddamn bit. Because, okay, let me rephrase that. Some people might actually care. I won't. The vast majority of people won't. I don't like this Knoxville Zayn stuff. Zayn deserves about $5 million for putting up with this bullshit. And there you go. I'm going to go back to night one, and I'm going to offer what the predictions will be for KO and Stone Cold Steve Austin. It's going to end with Austin basically giving Owens a stunner. And there's going to be this, grandiose, this promo back and forth and everything and this kind of stuff. It can't go way too long, though, because people know Austin really can't do much at age 57. And Owens has been doing great, but it doesn't need to go way too long. It does need to end with a stunner and toast and beer and stuff like that and everything. And Owens finding beer disgusting. He's right. And I open the floor for people to get upset. So, yeah, anything goes match. It's going to be messy. It's going to be one of the worst matches of the year, easily. And, yeah, okay, I'm writing it off. You can call me petty, whatever, but I have no desire to really give this a chance because the feud has been ass. Anyway, Pat McAfee versus Austin Theory. I think Pat McAfee is going to win this, but I could see Austin Theory gain the victory only because they will want to maybe build up to a rematch at SummerSlam sometime, but Pat could be... they could have Pat be the occasional wrestler and this kind of stuff because Pat is a great athlete. He blew away my expectations when he faced Adam Cole, baby, and was part of that War Games match, even though him kicking out the Canadian Destroyer, the Panama Sunrise, or whatever the fuck you want to call it was ridiculous. Whatever, everybody kicks out of everything now. I got Pat winning, but if Austin wins, I won't be that surprised. RK Bro versus the Street Profits versus Alpha Academy, a.k.a. the Good Gable, Chad Gable, that is, and the thumb soldier known as Majin Buu, Otis. Street Profits will win. It's a 3-way for the Raw Tag Team Championships, by the way. Why? I don't know. RK Bro will probably retain. They seem to be hinting that the Profits are going to be turning, which the Profits should turn, because it gives them something different to do. It gives them a little bit of an edge. You think you know them. But at this point, why not turn them heel? Why not turn them heel and see what they can do? They can be entertaining as a team. I haven't found them entertaining for a while. But a heel turn would be something. Technically true of anything. Yeah, I'll give it to the Profits. Without much confidence. And without much caring. Edge versus AJ Styles. I have AJ Styles winning. But I will be honest. If Edge somehow pulled it off and, got the, heel was standing tall there. It means that this program is going to continue. But Edge doesn't have he doesn't have a lot of time left on his contract. I think because of injury, his contract might run through next year's Mania. Which, if true, would be a good thing. And I would imagine he probably wouldn't compete in next year's WrestleMania. But he doesn't have a lot of matches that he works every single time. Because he can't work a full-time schedule because he's old. He has the neck issues, even though they're way better. And also, the less you see of Edge in the ring at this point, even though he's good, the better. I think AJ Styles is going to win. Both these guys may retire by next year's WrestleMania. I can't see AJ wrestling much longer either, and I can't see Edge wrestling much longer. So I'll say AJ, and then maybe Edge takes the rematch at SummerSlam or at Money in the Bank if they decide to do that, and maybe you leave a third match up in the air at some point. But his new heel Edge, it's certainly something. They kind of made AJ seem like a chump, though. But so watch them give it to AJ and be like, yay, he overcame. Yeah, but you made him seem like a chump. Bobby Lashley versus Edward James Omos. Excuse me. I have Lashley winning, though I could totally see them having Edward James Omos get the victory in about a few minutes. I'm surprised Lashley is back so soon. He must have recovered remarkably quickly from his shoulder issue. I want Lashley to win. Knowing WWE, they could have Omos win, and it would be absolutely pointless. But then Bobby Lashley would be seen as the Almighty. Unless this is a way for him to basically put over Omos, go get surgery, and then come back by SummerSlam for a rematch. I got a lot of rematches happening at SummerSlam because SummerSlam seems to be the king of rematches. And then we have Brock Lesnar, the Bork Laser, as the WWE Champion versus Roman Reigns, the Universal Champion. Winner-take-all championship unification match. It's not really a unification match because they're going to have another belt created at some point after this because the networks want their own champion, not the same guy going between two shows. I have Roman Reigns. I have Roman Reigns for this reason. They're going to have to build somebody else up. Not that Brock beating him would be the worst thing, but even though Brock has made more appearances and he's getting a whole lot of money and whatever, does Brock need the championship? And I mean, does Roman need championship? Does Brock need championship? I think Roman will win, and they're going to build somebody up. Maybe they'll have a Money in the Bank cash in on him, and that'll be it. But he could hold it for almost 2 years, and it would be what it would be. It would be like the unstoppable final boss and just build it. If you could build it till next year's WrestleMania, but I think he's going to take on The Rock. I think we're going to find a way to make that happen. He will lose it before then. But really, does he... He's never beaten Brock at Mania. 31, 34. He's never beaten him at Mania. Doesn't he need that? It would be 2-1. But he could get that. And then there would be... And then it would be absolutely everything. It would, encapsulate... It would close up that chapter right there. Bork could be on Raw if they really wanted him to. He could become the new champion on Raw. Roman could become the new champion on SmackDown. That being said, they'll probably give it to Brock, and they'll probably just say, okay, that's it. Roman's title reign is toast. Roman will go nuts, but at this point, you've built it up with Roman. If he doesn't have the title, then what is he? With Brock, does Brock feel any less special without a title? That's the way I look at it. Now, they'll probably give it to Brock, but I'm going to go with Roman. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. Like, share, subscribe, Twitter handle in the description. I'm John Rethlin with the most stupendous two-night WrestleMania 38 predictions in history. And see you in a few days.